Good morning guys, Victoria here. Welcome to my Tuesday morning chat. I hope you're all having a pleasant Tuesday so far. It's lovely and bright out there. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about self-care. So you've probably heard quite a bit about self-care in the past few weeks. I know a lot of people have been talking about it and touching upon it, especially on this channel, and that's because it's so important. No, actually it's crucial. It's you know, now more than ever, self-care is so important. You might have your own ideas on what self-care looks like, and how you might practice self-care might be different. So this is just my take on it, and I want to look specifically about how you make sure you're looking after yourself when times are hard. So there is a self-care industry that is worth thousands and thousands of millions of pounds that will try and tell you that self-care looks like, you know, an expensive spa day or going on holiday or away for a long weekend, and those things are nice, but actually, you know, when you look at self-care, you can actually bring it back to a lot of things that are much more simple than that. Self-care isn't always going to be bubble baths and pedicures, and sometimes when our mood is negatively impacted for whatever reason, we can forget the real basics of looking after ourselves, which only serves to keep our mood low, guys. So self-care is not a reward. It's not a reward, guys. I cannot stress that enough. It's not something that you treat yourself with after a long day at work or, you know, a stressful day. Self-care is part of the process, and we absolutely need it to survive and to get through each day, especially at the moment. So today I just wanted to talk you through some really basic tips on how to look after yourself, because it is so important and we do often forget to do it. Hi to Georgia, hi to Julie, lovely to see you guys. If anyone else is watching, say hello. It would be lovely to see who's watching along with me today. Okay, so I have put together 7 tips on how to look after yourself when times are hard. There are probably a lot more. There may well be things that you do that, you know, make you feel good to look after yourself. So pop those in the comment section. I'd love to see them. And, you know, you never know who's watching and who might see that and who it might really help. So although it's difficult times at the moment, we can all really help each other through it. So, okay, 7 tips. There's probably more, but I've drilled it down to 7. Otherwise I'd be here forever. Okay, number 1, showering and getting dressed. This sounds simple, right? Or it's not always. We know it's not. When things get hard, it's often the first thing that goes out of the window. When you're suffering from low mood, it can be really tempting to just stay in your PJs from the night before, go back to bed or curl up in a ball on the sofa. And don't get me wrong, sometimes self-care might look like that. But one day can spiral into 2 days and 3 days, and more often than not, simply just having a shower and getting changed is enough to energise you and reset your mind and your body for the day. You don't ever regret having a shower once you're in it, except for maybe if you're in it and you realise you've got no hot water, then you might regret it. But generally speaking, you feel better after having a hot shower. So you know, and then the message that you're sending yourself is that you're worthy of that time and that you're worthy of, you know, that care that you show yourself. We've got Tracy. Hi, Georgina. Hi, Kirsty. Oh, Georgina's saying she had a stressy time this morning, so I hope this video helps, and I hope that you can hear or see something that's going to help you to care for yourself and feel a little bit better today. So yeah, number 1, have a shower and get changed. Even if it's just into fresh pyjamas, like if that feels like enough, then that's fine. If it's a pyjama kind of day, then maybe just try having a hot shower and just changing into fresh pyjamas. See how you feel. Notice how you feel. Do you feel better? Okay, number 2, get outside if you can. I know obviously there are restrictions on that. You're only allowed out once a day, etc. If you're in a vulnerable group, then this may not be possible for you. But even a few minutes outside can do you the world of good. Sometimes just getting a change of scenery is enough to reset your perspective. Vitamin D is great for boosting your mood, and a good burst of fresh air is really good for revitalising your brain. Your brain needs oxygen, it needs fresh air in order to allow you to think clearly and process your thoughts in a rational way. If getting out of the house isn't an option for you, try sitting in your garden or on your front porch. Or if that feels too much, open up some windows, get some fresh air. Look out at the sky, take some deep breaths, listen to nature. Do you know that there's research that's shown that the colour green has really good mood boosting effects? So, you know, if you can stick your head out of the window and find any greenery you can, you know, do it. Like, I thought that was quite interesting, just the colour green. So yeah, if you've got a park local to you, have a wander around the park for 10 minutes or longer. Give it a go. You know, even if you can just commit to 5 minutes of outdoor time a day, you are worth that time. And notice how you feel once you've done it. Okay, number 3, filter the media that you consume. Now, by media, I mean social media, newspapers, the television, the news. Notice how it's making you feel. If you're someone who has the news on a lot during the day, and you notice it's making you feel on edge or anxious or down, commit to only watching it once a day. Like, maybe just tune in to the 5 o'clock update from the government. Or just set aside some time to check like a reputable news site. Unfortunately, at the moment, the news is filled with lots of sad stories. And when you consume a lot of that information, it can really affect your mood. If you like to be kept informed, that's fine, but just be conscious of having it on all the time, because those negative stories will just flood your brain and probably end up not making you feel very good. The same goes for social media. As much as it's great for keeping us all connected, make sure that the accounts you follow are positive and uplifting and make you feel good. Same as if, you know, you're on Facebook and you've got people on your Facebook that just always want to talk about negative things. You know, watch out for that, because that creeps in. And, you know, if that's all that we're consuming, that tends to be all that we feel as well. So yeah, make sure that the people that you've got on your social media and the accounts that you follow are positive and uplifting and make you feel good. If you end up feeling terrible about yourself after you've spent time scrolling on Instagram, then perhaps it's time to look at the information you accept into your brain. Perhaps you could put together a playlist of positive songs or find some online accounts that do lift your mood. You know, and do make you feel more positive. Or, you know, maybe, and this may sound controversial, but maybe commit to some screen-free time. Guys, I know it's difficult, I feel ya, but, you know, maybe just set aside an hour where you don't have the telly on or you don't have your phone in front of you, because when it's there, it's all too tempting to just scroll, and then minutes go past and hours go past and you've kind of lost all this time that you could be spending doing something more productive. So yeah, give it a go, and you know, you might be surprised at how freeing it feels. Okay, number 4, write things down. Feelings, emotions, anxieties, thoughts, worries. You might want to consider keeping a journal. There's lots of really good kind of journaling ideas and prompts out there. Or just having a little notepad handy just to capture your thoughts or make a list. It really does help. Even just spending like 10, 15, 20 minutes a day jotting down your thoughts can really help you to process what you're going through. And do you ever notice how your thoughts just run away with you sometimes? And before you know it, your mind's whirring around like a washing machine, and it's too fast for you to be able to capture anything to make sense of it, like any of your thoughts to just make sense of them. Writing things down can really help you to capture and make sense of your thoughts. It can help you to feel more in control and clear some room in your mind to allow you to do things that are going to make you feel happy. And when you record your thoughts, it can help you to self-reflect, it can help to goal set, it can inspire creativity. And when you're engaging that creative side of your brain, the other side of your brain that controls kind of the flight or freeze kind of anxiety response, that can't engage. So anything that you can do that's going to inspire some creativity, I would 100% recommend you do it, even if it's just for a short while. So we've got Jackie with us, and Karen. Hi, girls. Jackie's saying that she's trying to only listen to factual news. That, honestly, I would 100% recommend that. Like, sometimes, like, I don't know if you guys have heard of clickbait. You know, sometimes you'll be online and there'll be this really kind of outlandish, you know, shock-provoking headline that, you know, then you click on it and it's really nothing about anything really, but it still evokes feelings inside of us that we'd probably rather not have. So yeah, stick to factual news. Okay, number 5, eat. It sounds really simple, but you know, quite often we can forget or just not feel like it. Fueling your mind and body is a basic form of self-care, and the food we eat has an impact on our physical health and our mental health. Try and make time to eat 3 times a day. Listen to your body. In order for your brain to be able to think clearly and concentrate and focus, it needs energy. Now, I'm not going to talk to you about what you should be eating, but just eating regularly is going to help your mood and your energy levels. Start by making sure you've got breakfast. You know, you've had breakfast to get you off to a good start. You might want to just have small portions of food for lunch and dinner if you're someone that doesn't eat regularly. Sometimes when we're feeling low, we don't always recognise the signals of hunger. So you might want to try setting an alarm or pre-preparing some food to make it a little bit easier to fuel you. You know, if your mood is impacted, if you're feeling a little bit low or down, or if you're just busy and you know that you'll forget. You know, you wouldn't not feed your child or a guest that was staying with you for a few days. So treat yourself with the same basic love and care that you would show other people. Number 6, make time with your hobbies. Make time to do the things that bring you joy. Do things just because, you know, things that have nothing to do with parenting or working or all the things that you do for others. If you're at the stage where you don't really feel that you have hobbies, take some time to think about what makes you feel good. Think back to a time when you were happier. You know, what did you do then? What did life look like? What worked for you? You know, sometimes we can get out of the habit of doing things that make us feel good. You know, is there an old hobby that you haven't done for a while that you can pick back up, or something new you'd like to try? Cooking, baking, colouring, crafting, reading, all do it for me. So, you know, even if you're just setting, you know, a little bit of time aside once or twice a week, you are worthy of that time. Whatever makes you feel more like you, make time to do that. So Kirsty's saying that she watches the live conference each day on the telly. Yes, same. What I found that I was doing when, you know, this stuff first started happening, I found that I was constantly, you know, watching the news or checking my phone for the news all of the time, and every notification that popped up, I'd check it and I'd read it, and it was consuming so much of my time. And I found that I would permanently be kind of almost prepped and primed to receive bad news. So I'd feel like on edge all day. And I just decided one day, you know, if there's anything important that I should know, it's going to be in the 5 o'clock briefing. So that is what I'll watch, rather than just taking in all of this negative news all of the time. So yeah. Number 7, talk to someone. Someone you trust, someone that makes you feel safe and supported about whatever has you feeling worried or low or stuck, or just because, you know, we're social creatures by nature, and just kind of bouncing some ideas or some thoughts around to someone else can really help to make sense of how you're feeling. Sometimes just getting the words out of your brain and into the air in front of you can help you to see them in a different way or gain a new perspective. Once you've had a vent and you've got things off your chest, try and make it positive by thinking of some of the practical things that you can do to help the situation, whatever it may be. You may want to make a plan for next steps, set some goals. You know, there will always be things that are out of our control, and sometimes we just have to sit with that, which can be quite uncomfortable. But you can get rid of some of those uncomfortable feelings by actually working out what you can control and what you can't control, because there are always things that are within our control in any given situation. You know, it's important to focus on, you know, what you can do as much as what you can't do, and take action on those. So yeah, you know, if any of these things feel daunting or overwhelming or just not possible, remember that self-care is a practice. It's something that you have to do repeatedly to make it part of your routine, to make it feel comfortable. You know, it doesn't always come naturally to a lot of people. So, you know, you might also think, oh, I haven't got time to practice self-care. I haven't got time to give back to myself. Well, think about how much time we spend scrolling on our phones or watching the telly mindlessly whilst scrolling on our phones. You know, the average person watches telly for a fair few hours a day. You know, even taking back, you know, 10 to 20 minutes, 30 minutes of that time to care for yourself could make all the difference to, you know, how you feel about yourself and within yourself. So yeah, I hope some of these tips have been helpful. It's not an exhaustive list. But, you know, we need to care for ourselves now more than ever. And, you know, if you're not doing those basic things like, you know, showering and sort of feeding yourself and, you know, doing things that you enjoy, maybe it's time to start talking to someone about that and start putting a plan in place for how you can turn that around. Okay, so that is all from me today. Lovely to see you guys. Thank you for watching along with me. If anyone's got any ideas of anything they'd like me to talk about next week, let me know. Yeah, I hope you all have a positive and rewarding Tuesday, and don't forget to look after yourselves, guys, and do something for you. Like, commit to it. 5 minutes, you know, take a walk around the block, or read a chapter of your favourite book, or, you know, have a nice long hot shower, or yeah, do a bit of breathing, mindfulness, you know, whatever does it for you. Spend some time doing that today. Okay, right, I will let you go. Lovely to see you guys, and I'll see you next week. Okay.